You know you want to.
Yeah. Is there anything to say? Anything to talk about first?
We are going to die.
Yes.
Everybody dies.
Born dead. Born dead.
Sooner rather than later.
Is there anything I need to say before? Oh, we got. Should I say this bit? No, I'll leave it till the end. All about it. Yeah.
I mean, would Charles prefer to die quickly, or does he prefer to go insane
Insane. Love a bit of insanity.
and then die?
And then die.
Yeah. So,
No.
where did we leave it then? Where did we leave it?
We stood in a field near some trees, looking at some big stone monolith
Are you
things
still in
that
the
have been
field?
laid down. Yeah,
We'd gone to. I thought we were going to get the tractor.
we hadn't decided, had we?
I
I didn't think the tractor was going to do it.
I think we were being fobbed off.
Yeah, we would. Yeah, the tractor wasn't going to do it.
But there's them damn birds.
I thought you were. I thought you were in two minds about what you were doing. So you were talking. I think there was some talk about trying to move the monoliths, and then you were on about. Then you weren't sure. You were on about getting the train back.
Turn them over to read the rest of the writing on the ones
Right.
we hadn't read.
That's what we wanted to do. That's what we're going to use the tractor for, weren't it?
Oh well, I said because if you remember, I said you could probably get some pry bars and do that. Probably far less trouble than stealing a tractor from a farm.
So the
the farmer's dead. It's
well,
not stealing.
I mean, it's not stealing it. Yeah.
I think it's
we're
acquisition
borrowing
by
it.
combat. Or
We're just going to borrow it.
Yeah, we're just borrowing his tractor.
Well,
I mean,
if you
he's
want,
not
by all
gonna
means, if you want to
report
get the
us
tractor.
police, is he?
Yeah, well, you'd hope not. There's something to worry about if he does.
oh, can we have a look before?
You can refresh your luck or attempt to refresh your luck. My audio is probably way too high. I do apologise.
We don't need luck.
I probably just should. I probably should just not bother attempting to look because I never
92.
succeed.
We all good? We all good, aren't we? Okay. How about you, Pirate?
C.
I rolled it.
C9. Every time 9.
Oh,
What's the
that's a
point?
D8. 3. See, I only got 3 back, but you know.
What my? I mean, I'm at a hardcore 26 on sanity. 42 luck. Lost 1 hit point, so I'm down to 7 health.
$44 luck, hero.
So yeah, I may become an external observer.
An out-of-body experience.
Yeah.
If anybody noticed any audio issues, please let us know.
I will talk to you from beyond the grave.
This horse appeared from the sky after the farmer shot one of the stones. That is right, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And
So,
give him a love bite, which happened to suck the life out of him, and looked like he'd been stabbed many times, like Alex's father.
Yes.
Yeah.
And of course, there's no body left. There's no body now anyway either. I think you found a few.
No, we looked for a body.
I think you found
Did
a
we find
few.
some specks of blood?
Yeah, I think so. I believe so.
But there was no.
No body.
There was no body.
Need to make sure we don't in any way damage the stones as we're trying to turn them, because then the things what we
Do we
believe
want to? Are we gonna?
crows
gonna
or
turn
horses might come down.
Crow horse. Are we going to turn them?
Need some binoculars to have a look. give them to
I'm
Charles
good.
to have a look through.
I,
Charles,
I'm all
just
right.
check those crows.
I have been close enough to see a deadly crow horse.
Yeah.
It was kind of dark, so you didn't see it in all its glory.
Yeah, I mean, you said glory.
So what we're going to do? We're going to go. We haven't got anything to use to turn these things over, have we? So we're going back
I'm
to the farm
sure.
to see if we can find
Yeah.
something.
Have to go back to the farm, I think, for a crowbar.
Well, I think, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
so
think
you
we
did
should,
go.
see what we can.
You did go to the farmhouse, didn't you? Start and poke around, didn't you?
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Didn't find a great deal because
Is that where I really can't remember where you were when we left it.
I think we were at the farmhouse when we
I think we
finished. We were
finished
just-
at the farm.
Gerald had fed the dog.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were just trying to decide.
So,
whether
yeah.
to
I
go
suppose if
back
we
to
went back and
London.
looked at the last video, we'd be able to tell. What, sounds
No,
like.
we were deciding what we were going to do.
Yes.
We were either going to go back to London the same day if possible, but then we were on about turning the stones to read the rest of the inscription.
Yeah.
I think we turned the stones.
Yeah, I do. Let's see if there's anything else.
Yeah,
we
in
can
for a
do.
penny, in for a pound. You know, what's the worst?
I think we turned the stones because it's the most exciting thing we can do.
I mean,
And I like.
I reckon the most exciting thing you could do would be to hire a biplane and fly up to see these crows.
it'd be cheaper
Is
just
there
to get some
anybody-
binoculars.
Yeah,
Is
but not
there
as
anybody
exciting.
around here who can fly? Can anyone fly? I mean, it's
Uh,
bad weather, so it's snowing, so we're probably not going to be able to do
Probably
that.
not a good idea. No, it would be exciting though.
I mean,
Well,
I'm in no
you
hurry
shall
to
be a
go back to
plane.
London because I'm either going to get stabbed by a crazy guy or attacked by this woman's husband.
Yeah.
I don't think we. I think we need to know about what we've come here for a reason, and we need to find out as much as we can while we're here.
Right.
Whereas if we leave, so let's turn this. Let's
We'll head to the farm.
So you're
and, try and
Crowbar up.
get something to.
yeah.
So
Use
yeah, so I
the,
think we said
lever.
I think we established you were probably still up at the farmhouse, aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems. If anybody else can remember any different.
That's close enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think you've been down to
We've
the
been to the top of the hill.
yes.
The like pool of
Pool of
icky,
sludge.
smelly stuff.
Yeah. And when we were up at the top of the hill. So yeah, we've done that. Harry has turned up, so we're at the. So yeah, we'll probably we'll be at the farm, and we must have been if we fed the dogs because we found some dog food.
You definitely went there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll say so. Yeah, we'll see.
No, you're all wrong. We went to the farm first because that's
Then we went up
bottom
the
of
hill.
Then we went up the hill. Then we went to the stones.
Yeah.
We stood next
Ah.
to the stones.
Okay, fair enough then.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yes,
Right.
no, yes, yeah, that is right. Yeah, because you went all the way up the road, took the farm track, didn't you? That is
Well,
correct.
Yes.
So yeah,
Ah.
we've 20 minutes to establish that.
You know, we're only around the corner from the farm, so
Yeah,
Are we going to?
Yeah.
Shall we go to the farm and see if we can find then some necessary equipment to
Yeah.
turn the stone?
some heavy lifting. Seems
would-
like a
Yes.
yeah. I would say you'd
terrible idea, but you know,
you'd easily be able to find, like I say, some
Uh,
pry bars or things like that you'd be able to
Yes.
roll
something
the stones
sufficient.
over.
as long as you promise me that
Yeah.
no more horses are going to fall out of the sky and try and eat me.
Well, I mean, on that, I can probably say yes. We can promise that it will not be a horse.
A flying horse, especially.
With
Yeah.
like sharp, pointy teeth.
So yes, we can promise that.
And
Okay.
blades for hooves.
Yeah, that's it. You have seen it.
It's pulling our leg.
Biting our leg off, I think, is.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's say it takes you about 20 minutes to make a detour back over to the farm, search through the barn, find some like I said, some pry bars or some rope and whatever else you need to manipulate these monoliths, so you can roll them over and see if there's an inscription on the underside. So I don't think we need any rolls for that. Is there anything in particular you want to do before or during your efforts to do that?
Possibly pray.
Is there anything else in the? I don't know. I suppose if we're looking around the sheds, do we notice anything untoward or anything that's unusual in the farm that we wouldn't expect just from having a general knowledge of farming? What to see there?
No,
Dynamite. The farmer mentioned to you that he was thinking of dynamiting the stones. Can we just do a good search to see if he's got any dynamite?
Yeah.
I mean, he might not have bought any.
No.
Yeah.
You I mean, you can spend the time to turn the place upside down from top to bottom if you want. It will take some time.
We're going to end up getting done for his murder and then trying to rob his farm.
Robbing him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep going for walks out by the farm.
Yeah, very suspicious behaviour.
So, like I say, you can do that if you want.
I can be doing that while I just nip away for 10 minutes. So yeah, that's what Harry's looking for, some dynamite.
Okay.
So
if you want to do that,
shortly.
I mean, to like properly search the house from top to bottom, you're probably talking about an hour.
Well,
half an hour to an hour.
He's not going to store it in his house, is he? It would be in the barn.
Well, I don't know. I mean, dynamite's dangerous if it gets damp, isn't it?
Got it in his bathtub.
I forgot that was
under his bed.
Yeah, he might brew it in his bathtub.
Yeah. Right, I'm back in 10.
Okay. So. So do you want to leave the good doctor doing that, or are you going to assist him?
No, I think we'll leave him doing that. And I mean, what's the sort of setup of the farm? I take it we've got like a farmhouse. What, a couple
There's a
of
farmhouse. There's kind of probably like a storage shed with tools and things like that in, and then there's a barn.
Well, I'll go in the storage shed with the tools and that. I'm going to look for pry bars.
Okay.
And sort of heavier shifting implements.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a look in the house for, is there a diary or any sort of like?
No, so you went. I think you pretty much went through the house.
Most
there was
things,
nothing.
yeah.
There was nothing untowards. The only paperwork you found was like bills and just everyday stuff. There wasn't anything. You didn't come across anything unusual. But yes, like I say, it's easy to find the tools that you need. The tools that you need to try and move these things.
Anything else sort of come to sort of the eye in the barn with the tools or anything like that? Anything that's,
I mean, if there's something you're in particular looking for, you can certainly see. But if, like I said, there's nothing.
Any type of like tree trimming materials on like a pole with a long hooked blade, or like anything that might be used
there's probably wood.
for...
There's probably wood saws and axes and things like that.
I'll check the axe, because I feel it may come in useful for moving some foliage and things out of the way.
Okay.
A wood saw and an axe, if we need better access or something like that.
Okay, no problem.
So yeah, I'll take an axe, and if we can find a couple of pry bars for me and Gerald and Harry.
Yeah, like I say, there's plenty of stuff like that, pry bars and ropes and stuff.
Is a tractor about?
The tractor is in the barn.
bit,
right, I'll go to.
might be a bit unsubtle pootling around on the farmer's tractor.
I mean, we're pretty unsubtle anyway, but I'm just thinking. I'm just thinking transport, just in case. So yeah, is the I'll go to the barn, but is the key in the tractor?
It is not in the tractor.
I'll make friends with the dog while he's dicking around with tractors.
Yeah.
So it's not in the
I
tractor.
shouted-
You didn't find any keys in the house.
Oh. The
Probably
withered
been
crow
eaten.
horses in his pocket.
So I mean, you could attempt to hotwire it, I guess, if you wanted to go down that route.
No, it's not really my. I'm an actor.
I'm
I don't know.
I'm
I can only
up for-
pretend at hot wiring.
You could
I'm
pretend
up
to,
for a
yeah.
mechanical repair. Anything to use.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be a mechanical. Excuse me. But
Shall I use 19 points of luck to hotwire the tractor?
I would probably suggest no.
Can I push it
No.
by just pulling all the wires out and banging them together like they do in the movies?
Good style. I like it.
yeah, okay, why not? You can spend a bit more time on it. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, go on then. Why not? If you fail, it'll be completely fine.
Yeah.
This is what's going to happen. I mean, you got 10%.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I've just spent half an hour tearing all of the electricals out of this tractor, basically.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you clearly don't have
What
no
do I
idea
do
what
with
you're
these
doing.
wires? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you thought I was bad as an actor.
So by the time, the doctor has finished looking for the dynamite, you've completely disemboweled the tractor.
You know, I've had fun.
Ah. Good. I'm glad you have. But what do we do now with a broken tractor?
I'll spend another half an hour trying to put it back together again.
I don't think that's going to work.
Well, no.
No, it's beyond your
maybe I'll
capabilities, that.
Maybe I'll spend half an hour hiding all the bits and the evidence of me having touched it. Maybe we should just set it on fire.
It looks like rats have been in the wiring.
Yeah, I'll go back to talking to the dog, making friends with
Stick
him.
to talking to the dog.
Yeah, I'm good at
Yeah.
that.
All right.
I
So
believe that's only one of the 3 dogs as well. I don't think you've seen the other 2 dogs.
I think one of them got eaten by a horse.
Yeah,
one definitely got eaten by a horse.
one definitely got eaten by a horse. Yeah.
The other one we're not too sure about. It's probably now some sort of demon dog. So
Yeah.
we'll pretend we don't know anything about that one. But yeah. So I guess I've pretty much found what I can in the barn and that. So Gerald, Harry, are we gonna turn the stones?
Yeah, go on then. I do think it's probably a terrible idea, but you know,
Never.
why break the habits of a
Absolutely.
lifetime?
Let us make our way to the
Very good.
yes, to the area.
So inscriptions on the monolith. Let's see if we can fill out. Like I said, I'm not going to make you. You really need to make a roll. But is there anything in particular you want to do before or while you're doing this?
You know
So I guess I want to. Is there any snow on the if there's any snow?
Oh God, yeah, it's still.
I want to clean them off.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah. So I want to clean them all off and just make sure that we've got we can clearly see them all and we've checked everything we can see. Above, what's above ground that we can read. We check the inscription. Oh, what we should is we should have got some paper and a pencil, Gerald, and we could have done like a rubbing. We could have took a rubbing of the inscription.
Are there any symbols and what have you, or is it just
It's just text.
words? Just text. Okay. What sort of state are the trees in round about them?
There's
Do they look like perfectly normal?
Yeah.
Not
yeah, they don't look,
weird
there's
and
nothing untoward about, nothing unusual or weird. I mean, obviously there's no leaves on them because the time of year it is, but other than that, which is of course is unusual.
they're not like weird and rotty. And
No, they're not. They're not. Yeah, they're not in rotting or anything like. Not in a weird, odd state like the top of the
everything else.
hill or that far or the field. Just a little ways from where you are.
Yeah. So it's not the obelisks that are causing that. Where's that
No.
big pile of goo come from?
Yeah. Is it out? Does it look like it when it's out of the ground?
What
Or
the,
does it
the,
coming in?
the
That would
fluid on the hill?
Yeah.
Sludgy fluid. Yeah.
Well, there's not really any way of telling.
No one is there.
No, not really. I mean, like I say, it covered quite an expansive area. Well, there's about
Was it 40 foot by 50
I think it
foot?
was 30 by 40 foot, wasn't it?
Okay. I don't
There's tons of it.
There was a lot.
really fancy swimming round in it.
No.
No, probably not a good idea.
No.
Yeah, 40 feet by 30 feet wide. This depression on the top of the hill, and there were the holes where the monoliths had been stood, and that formed a V. Seemed to form a V pattern with the point of it pointing to the west, I believe.
What? Do you think we should take a rub-in of the?
So if it's just text, then just writing it down is probably enough if there's no symbols or anything.
Yeah.
Well,
do you have a notebook?
Always.
Good. Would you like to take a note of it?
Oh, yeah. Shall we try turning the couple of... Actually, let's turn all of them a little bit, so just to make sure there isn't more text on the other side.
Okay.
Because I think we had 2 missing.
Yeah.
But what do we know? Do we know what shape they are, Phil? Are they? Do they look square or?
So yeah,
are
so
they
the square, the square sided, and it's like straight edges, and it's only at the top where it tapers to like a
classical obelisk shape.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So can we do like I guess a quarter turn then? So we can on one of them.
So you're going for one of the ones we've got where there's no visible inscription first?
Yeah,
we'll start with one that's got no visible inscription.
Okay.
Number 3. Let's go with that's the first one.
Yeah. Okay then. So like I said, I'm not going to make a roll for it. So yeah, it takes some effort, but between the 3 of you, you manage to roll it over, and you do uncover what you presume must be the third line of this inscription, and I've kind of lost it. And it says, "We, the mute, lame, the stupid, the dull, the weak." And we'll add that on to that handout we've got.
Okay. And number 5.
Number 6.
Yeah.
Sorry, 6. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, roll that one over, and that one reveals again some more text. And this one says, 9 teeth jut up, lining the maw of living earth.
9 teeth jut up like the maw of living
Lining
earth.
the maw of living
Oh,
earth.
lining.
There we go. I've added it to your handout. So that
Okay.
description
Which are
handout
these? These are the 9 teeth.
So these are the 9 teeth, and so the maw, the throat of the living earth.
I guess is the pool of.
Yeah. So because that's where they originally were, weren't it? On top of the hill.
Yeah. So the full thing, if you want to complete thing now, it says, expectant we raise our muzzles to smell the air for hatred. We strain our ears for the sound of love. We, the mute, lame, the stupid, the dull, the weak, we turn our blind eyes to the hunter's killer. We raise our hands and voices in praise for an answer. 9 teeth jut up, lining the maw of living earth. Your star steeds, Lord, the black night sky. Return, Hastur, save us. Higher, great one. Higher, great Hastur, lead us.
Gerald, do you believe that we encountered a star steed?
Flying horses! You may be right, old son.
It's about the only thing I would describe it as from what we've read here.
It was definitely a horse, and it was definitely came out of the sky. Yeah, star steeds. It makes sense.
Your star steed lords the black night sky. So, if these teeth had been originally on top of the hill,
Yeah,
and it says 9 teeth jut up lining the maw of living earth, they've obviously been, I would like to suggest that they've been on the hill, and the black goo has emanated from this maw when the teeth had been there. It's an opening. What comes out of it, or what's gone into it, then...
or the living earth
Or-
is the goo.
No, I don't think it is. I think that these 9 teeth, that they were put up there and they opened this maw, this throat. Out of the living earth, the goo is the remnant of what's come out, and that thing that came from up there, maybe came out of this maw.
That sounds very much like magical jiggery pokery to me.
I mean, I'm just guessing. Harry?
So Harry didn't find any dynamite, surprisingly.
Do we know what Alex's dad looked like? Alexander's dad looked like after he'd been attacked.
I believe,
do we know the?
I believe you saw some photographs, some family photographs when you visited Graham's house.
Gerald, did Alexander's dad not look like the farmer?
No.
I thought he did. I thought he looked like what the no, I don't mean as in physically. I mean after.
Oh, the
event.
wounds.
Now,
The wounds. Yeah, you
we
don't
can't,
mean.
Yes.
there's nobody. We
That
can't
was-
say.
Yeah, so the wound.
We
Yeah.
saw but me and Gerald saw the farmer's body.
You did. So yeah, the wounds
you
on the
think-
body
you think
look
you did?
similar to the description of the wounds on Graham's
Yeah.
father.
Yeah.
I didn't see the
Yeah,
body
Gerald.
No.
because
Oh,
I was
did you?
having a little nap.
Oh, yes, you were. Right. Okay. Gerald, when you was having your dirt nap and the star pony, the sky pony decided to pop on down, and
I'm sure it was all just a dream.
I don't know. Maybe so, but just hear me out, because I
Too
do
much game
believe
pie.
that the wounds on the farmer looked like the wounds that Alexander's dad suffered.
Do we know if any of the group, any of Alexander's so-called friends, have they been here? Do we know they've been here? We know they organised the
They were
stones
planning
to
to
be
come
brought
here.
here and put here. Have they been here? Do we know if they've been here at all?
They were planning on coming, but I think we are making assumptions that
Oh,
they were
I thought
planning.
we'd been told.
I thought they'd been here before, around about the time of those people died. Or am I just?
Yeah, so that was around the time of the supposed event, this big meeting that
5 years ago.
that Delia. So Delia told you about it
Yeah.
because Alexander told. After they'd been separated, Alexander got back in touch with Delia and tried to convince her to come and witness this event.
So that was 5 years ago, was it?
Yeah.
Was it 5 years ago?
5 years ago, I think it was 5 years ago.
So those stones have been stood upright, we reckon, for those 5 years until the farmers just ripped them out and took them down.
I don't think the farmer ripped them out, did he?
I thought he did.
Didn't say that he did. No.
No.
They've been stored.
They were just in his field, weren't they?
Yeah.
Been
So he'd been paid.
He'd been paid.
He'd been paid by some. He doesn't know who it was, but he'd been paid for people to allow to get use of his land, in particular the top of the hill, and also to store like look after these stones.
I mean, in character, Harry knows there's something going on, but he doesn't want to accept their version of what they think they saw with a flying horse.
Well, I am beginning to think
Shooting
it was maybe brought on by too much rich food.
So it was 2 years ago. So the people, the deaths in the village were on New Year's Eve, on the night of New Year's Eve.
Oh, they were only,
morning.
that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, 1926, and the event, this special event was sometime late December 1925.
And when did Alexander's father and sister, when were they killed?
That was about a year later.
Same month, is it? Oh, there seems to be.
It was November, I believe. I'll have to flick.
November gets mentioned a lot, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
That's when he has his episodes, his special medication.
I'll allow you to make an idea roll at that point then.
Intelligence. No. Come on, Harry, you've got some of that.
Okay, so yeah, the time of year does seem relevant. If you remember, Dr. Highsmith spoke about during certain points of the year. That's when they had to increase Alexander, or rather,
Sedate him more.
Yeah, sedate him. And also it's around these months, sort of October, like winter, I suppose you call them, late autumn, winter months, that these events have happened.
And he's normally sedated in November.
So
October, November.
Yeah.
So we're in November now.
So it'll be in your handout.
It's like what I don't understand. What do they want? What are they wanting from him? Why? What? Or is he controlling it all? But he doesn't seem. He's not of like proper sound mind, is he? I don't think he's somebody's controlling him. That's what I
So
thought.
that was your assessment. That was your professional assessment is that his mind is unhinged, and that you've got the impression that he was being manipulated in some way by a stronger personality.
I think we need to be. We can presume Alexander and all his friends have been here before, and we need to know what they've done or Well, we kind of know what they're trying to do, or what they were wanting to. They're trying to bring that city here, aren't they, or to Earth? That's what I think they're trying to do. So I think we've got two options. We can go back to the asylum and have a proper talk to the nurse, or we go and
start speaking German to Harry, to Alex.
Yep.
Or we go and pay a visit to, was it Quarry or Bacon, the guy that
Bacon.
So
Bacon.
So yeah, Bacon was the guy that the private detectives claimed he witnessed kill somebody without touching them.
That's the guy in the shop, isn't it?
Yeah,
Bacon?
that's the antique stealer. Yeah.
Right. Well, he's in London. I think we should go and see him.
Yeah.
And we've got the Royal Society as well. Which is
what do we know? What do we know of Quarry?
He's the Royal Society one. So
right. And that's London as well, then.
Yeah. So
we don't know a lot about him.
Yeah. So he seemed to have some kind of.
But Bacon's just mega suspicious if he's.
Oh yeah, he was
killed a tramp, and he's somehow, if it is the same person, he looks younger than he was. Let's go and knock on his door.
To us or sell us anything.
No. We need to persuade him to talk. We need to charm him.
Are you saying I'm not charming?
More charm.
Are you okay to move your camera across? Oh, there you go. You're back in shot.
I've sat too close.
So it is about. It's just after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So you got about an hour before you start losing light.
I guess we're not going to go anywhere tonight, then, are we?
No, I guess not.
Only if you have a bad dream. How many birds are flying up in the sky?
So looking up through the snowfall, you can make out there's just two. Still flying in this really tight circular flight pattern.
If you're going to do anything, I'm going to go back to the pub and lock the door and watch through my window.
Yeah.
We could go and get the police to come and look at maybe a possible crime scene where a farmer's been injured and he's vanished. And while they're here, we could shoot some birds and see what happens. And then we've got police backup.
You could do that.
You could do that.
And we could all die.
I will wait in the pub with the door locked.
I shall join you for a nice quiet hearth.
There's nothing more doing here, is there? So are we leaving the farmer's shotgun here?
Yeah, I don't think we want
around
to
be
we don't need that. No.
It pains me to leave old Doggo here as well, but
it's just a random dog that you found. We can keep that. So what we're going to do? Go back to the pub. We're not going to be able to get a train out of here tonight, are we?
No.
So yeah, we'll go back.
Why is there the buzzing of flies in my ears?
I don't know.
I'm suspicious. It's just the ambient sound.
What do you mean buzzing of flies, Gerald? I hear nothing.
Oh yeah, so I should point out that that your period of insanity has passed as well. By the way,
Just in time for another one.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the old thing is the old thing has passed. So the underlying insanity has faded as well.
But we also need to go back to your lady friend.
Yeah, she's back at the pub, isn't she?
I'm also still, and I don't know if I'm just like barking up the wrong tree, I'm suspicious of this mysteriously modern church.
Yeah. But we didn't get anything from it, did we?
No, the vicar was like, "Oh, I'm new round here, and I haven't bothered checking up on."
But then again, don't.
Well,
What I would say as well is don't forget that when we went back to the pub, maybe it's nothing, but the landlord's shoes were wet after we'd had the encounter with.
Yeah. Well, if we're going back, if we're not going to be able to go back to London tonight, maybe we can find. There's always the old character actor in the pub who's susceptible to being bought a couple of pints and will spill his guts.
Yeah.
What was that about the landlord's shoes being wet?
So when we came back from the whole farmer incident, to like recover ourselves, the landlord, we noticed his boots were like leaving wet footprints in the bar. He'd been out in the snow. Now it's entirely possible that he'd just been out the back to like change the keg, and Bill is just dicking about with us.
Yeah, that is quite plausible.
In the whole, I mean, I've had a group of people tarting about because they found a rock after doing a really good spot hidden that turned out to be a rock.
Right. What else might it be?
It might also be that he'd been tarting around out in the snow and is responsible for something.
He's got a pub to run.
Maybe. Right, maybe the shooting of the stones did not cause
the birds,
the space pony
to come down.
Oh, you think he might have had?
Maybe he had something to do with it, or at least was watching us and had followed us out into the snow. He might not have had anything directly to do it, but had he been following us?
Is there any type of role we can? I mean, we out of character.
And he seemed. I seem to remember a psychology role, and he did seem somewhat furtive and evasive. Obviously, we're not the psychology masters that you are.
Out of character,
and was
we
he
know
not trying to listen
they're
in
not
on us?
Birds flying around up above.
Yeah.
Is there anything our characters might know about birds that would suggest they aren't birds?
I believe they made a natural world roll.
No, I believe
hours in the same spot.
I believe I completely fucked up a natural world roll and was absolutely adamant that they were, in fact,
that they were birds.
Definitely birds.
I mean, it's called Cthulhu. Who takes natural world, for Christ's sake?
I know, Me next time.
Yeah. Natural, it would be a natural world.
Starting
my next character's going to be an ornithologist.
Yeah, I was going to say be an ornithologist.
But yeah,
for that scenario that's set in a deep sea research station.
Yeah.
Damn it!
But the barman also was trying to listen in on us when we phoned you.
I'm going to spend 15 points of luck.
Wow.
So then so it's unusual. I'll do maths. Oh, Jesus.
Do you want me to have a roll?
I'm down to 29, so I've got a pass.
They're birds. the flying horses have gone away, and these are in fact just birds.
So
No, there's just 2 crows there now. You
Gonna
can't
make me want to go
tell
and get
from
some
this
binoculars.
distance.
So they're not, with your knowledge of of nature and maybe particular birds, the natural world in general, they're not. You're unable to identify what type. If they are birds, you're unable to identify what type of birds they are.
And are they? I know it's snowing, but are they black? Do they look?
They
black?
are. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. It could be that the color, that's the coloration. It could just be that they're high up and the poor light. That they appear to be black.
And there's no in this village. There's no shop, is there?
No, but they're not easily, can't identify what they are. They could be bats, could be birds, but they're very high. What is curious is that they're quite obviously very high up.
Yeah. Well, bats don't fly very high up, and not in daytime.
More so is the
and they flit as well. The bats, they don't.
The flight pattern, this like really tight circular.
They guard in the stones.
It's not. It's I mean, normally birds would fly, even if they're circling ahead, they would do it over a wider area. This is like just over this circle, a really tight circle over this directly over this spot.
I don't suppose there were any binoculars knocking around at the farmers.
Oh, you can make a look roll if you want, I guess.
Let's see. It would mean it's too much faffing around. I'd have to go back to the farm and then.
If you make a look roll, I would allow you to. I would say you probably picked it.
Now I've spent it all.
if you want to make a look roll, see if there's some binoculars. I would say if you'd have found some, I would presume you would have probably picked them.
I've got 29, so I'll give it a go.
Do it.
Come on! Oh no, definitely not.
Oh. If it'd been the other way around, it's probably for the best.
I know, that's the thing. I'd have to look. Charles, just your eyes are better than mine. just have a look at those birds.
Yeah,
okay.
It's certainly odd. There's certainly something odd about them.
Well, if we've got to go back to the pub, do we know there's no more trains going back to London tonight? It was very sketchy service, wasn't it? Right, let's interrogate the.
I think the. Let me just double check. So the last train. Oh no, there's a train. Oh, that's London. So yeah, the only direct train from Clare Melford into London is at 7:35 on the morning. You can get trains from Melford to Witham, and then a connecting train from Witham to London.
It would make sense if these stones are really important that they would have somebody here guarding them. So your theory about the innkeep might be correct. And then now I'm also thinking about that church.
In what respect with the church?
Is it a church?
That was my thinking.
Is it not? Maybe it's this is some type of weird cult, like a cult thing, and that church is just a disguise, and it's actually where the cultists gather.
That was my thinking. Although we did have a look around it, and
I'm now also.
Do we know how old the church? How old is the church?
It was like 100 years old.
So yeah, but you found evidence that it had been built. There had been a smaller church there that this one replaced.
I'm probably going overboard here, but maybe the entire village is part of the cult, because maybe they sacrificed this. Wait, who told you that those people died?
No.
Was it the vicar?
No, it was one of the villages.
No.
There was also you also heard about there was an archaeological dig on top of the hill, wasn't there? 1909, I think it was.
Yeah.
I think we should definitely talk to
20 years ago. Yeah,
1907.
Find anything at all?
No.
Did you ask anybody about the people that we're interested in? Did you mention any names?
No.
Do they remember any of these people coming to the village?
We couldn't find any sign of them in like the pub records.
The record changed every year, were it,
Every
Phil?
year, yeah,
You got a,
Did
got
you
a
have,
new...
did you ask the landlord about the people?
yeah.
And he said he didn't know them.
Yeah, and
Maybe if I ask-
he'd
did
only
know.
been so he'd only arrived after that date as well.
Everybody's
Who's this?
new.
Yeah.
The landlord?
Yeah,
Yeah, the landlord,
Yeah,
the
the
vicar,
landlord.
everybody's new.
This is
Which
very
is-
odd.
so
Very
he
odd.
used to. So he used to. He said he used to run the railway public house. Oh no, sorry, that's the name of this public house. He used to be work as a publican in North London, but he moved here a few years ago.
It's all very rum.
Hmm.
I mean, if all those people died on the same day, there'll be an inquest or a coroner's report or something, wouldn't there? But that information won't be here.
Oh,
Is he a local doctor?
No.
Have you had to?
No, there's nothing. There's no shops. There's no local police station or anything like that.
There's not a lot here.
No, there's the houses, there's the pub, and there's the church,
Church, farm.
the train station,
What
which is
about
just a platform.
the bodies, the people that died? Are they buried in the church?
Yep.
Did he say?
Yeah, you found the graves
Yep.
for people.
We found the graves.
Now we've said this, I don't fancy staying that in.
we stayed there last night, and we're not dead.
Yeah, but we've not really rattled any cages.
True.
Maybe he doesn't want to dirty his hand. Is okay getting a flying horse to kill you instead. Anyway, I don't think we've got any choice, have we? So we just go back to the inn, and then we're going to go back to London.
Okay, so
Are we going to bring any of these names up?
I certainly think talking to like the oldest person we can find in the bar, see if we can pump him for some information.
So shall we say that you're heading back down towards the inn as you're chatting then?
Yeah.
Or pub rather, not inn. Okay. So yeah, you can get anything out of the way that you want to talk about before you get there.
We just do a bit of mingling when we get back. We've got an evening to kill, haven't we? So let's just talk to some of the locals.
Yeah. See if we can.
Do you want to ask him about?
ourselves.
Shall we ask him about the birds?
Might as well rattle the cages while we're here. We need to ask him about the birds. We need to ask him about politely and thoughtfully about the 5 deaths. We need to ask him about the church. And if they know anything about the guys that came and were twatting around on the hill.
Did we say you can see the mound from the village?
Yeah.
So
basically it's just flat.
So they'd have seen the stones erected up there, wouldn't they, as well?
It is kind of obscured from the side, so there's like there's some trees growing on the sides of it, so the top is kind of slightly obscured. But it's a couple of miles away as well.
You can still ask, like, what do they remember when the stones were in situ? If they remember any strange folk coming to town from Londinium. Right, let's do this. Oh, let's just get.
And actually, they didn't like the farmer either.
No.
Yeah,
Well,
you know why? He was a good guy.
So they did.
Yeah.
They used to get on with.
Changed after his wife died, didn't he?
Yeah.
Which is understandable, really.
They didn't like him because he's not part of the cult.
Or he was a mardy ass.
So yeah, they used to get on with him. He used to be sort of really sociable. And then when his wife died, he became more and more insular and reclusive.
Yeah. Because he had no one to bring to swingers parties.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's a sex cult, Lynn.
Okay, so if one of you want to elect somebody to do a bit of charming while you spend the evening in the pub.
Well, can't we all
I mean,
Well,
go our separate ways?
my charm failed horrendously last time.
yes.
What is this
well,
charm?
Normally,
you
I would let you, but the pub is really, like I said, the tap room is really, really small. It's like this. It's probably about the size of a small a front room in a terrace house. It's really small, really, really small. So you kind of talk. You know, if you're talking, one person, you kind of all everybody can hear what's going off.
I literally am the worst
I'll charm people. I'm charming. I'm known for my
alienist
charm.
psychologist.
I mean,
I've
I will allow you
50
if you want to
charm.
spread the spread the good cheer around. I will allow you a bonus dice for
I've got
for a
I've
charm.
got 15%. I can buy drinks.
No, I'm a very charming man.
So if I buy loads of
Yeah.
drinks for anybody that's in the pub, that'll help you in
Yeah, so
charming.
I'll give you a bonus dice for that kind of for wetting people's whistles.
I'll look at the barman's trousers to see if they're wet.
You're gonna lean over the bar and look at his trousers.
Yeah, I'll look down, look at the bottom of his trousers, see if he's wet himself.
So yeah, you get back to the bar and like Mr. Blair, like have you had a nice stroll then, gents?
Yes, very refreshing.
Where did your feet take you this afternoon? Back up to the copse, or did you finally make it up to Springer's Mound?
Yeah, we had a look up at. We went up to Springer's Mound, went up to the top. We didn't stay long. God awful smell.
Weather's pretty horrendous.
Oh no, the smell from the like a bog in the top of the mound, like rancid water. Oh, it was disgusting.
Well, what's it? Farmer Jennings' word is that he was having trouble with his land. There's that field that he's not been farming for quite some time, although he refused to talk about when anybody asked him.
How long had he not been using it for? For quite a while.
Probably a couple of years. I wouldn't know. You'd have to ask the locals. It's been that way as long as I've been here. And he calls over to one of the locals. Says, how long's the old Jennings farm field been like that? And said, they shout, call back. Yeah, been like that since harvest in 26.
How did you end up coming here from? Was it from London?
Oh yes. Yeah. Like I told your friends, I used to run a pub up in North London, but it's a busy, fast, hectic life in London, and there's a few undesirables about. So I upped sticks and relocated here. Quite a life, pleasant folk.
Have you you've been here a while now then?
Well, it's a couple of years.
Yeah, yes. I mean,
Almost
it's
2.
more than a couple of days. Have you ever noticed any strange birds circling over the mound?
Can't say I'm much of a bird watcher now. I've got my hands full running this place.
I mean, I wouldn't expect you to be a bird watcher, but I mean, you must have been outside.
Well, yeah, I did go outside, yes. I mean, what do you mean? I'm not one for walking, to be honest.
No, but you must have looked up at the sky at times.
Do you have many people stay here?
Unfortunately, it's not. We're not really on a tourist route. Here, it's a growing trade, but
I'll do my usual trick. Did you have to sign in here? Is there a signing in book?
Yeah, the ledger they've put signed in.
We've checked that.
And nothing. Obviously nothing.
No, it's a new one every year.
and
Oh,
he's
of course it
new,
is.
so he hasn't got the old ones.
He hasn't got the old ones.
Just refresh my memory. Did you mention the names to the
No,
band?
no, I
No.
don't think not the names. I think we asked about people coming here, but not any specific names.
Yeah.
Well, he's not met me
And
before.
Gerald had a-
Here goes. Let's just gonna
And
get
again,
killed.
he arrived after that, after the event.
But some of them might have been back in the meantime. We don't know, do we? He
This is
might
true.
know. And if he is in cahoots with them, they probably won't have written in the book. I just want to see his reaction. Do you happen to know somebody by the name of Edwards, Bacon, Quarry? What was the other name? Coombs, Mr. Coombs.
That's
Do you
the
know any
fella.
of these people? And I'm looking at his reaction, especially when I say Edwards.
You can make a psychology roll, I guess.
And this is where I totally fail, and I say, "Yeah, it's cultist. Let's do it." Psychology.
So,
I've still got an axe, by the way.
the names aren't
So,
familiar,
if it cut his head
sir.
off.
I mean, like I say, we don't have a lot of people coming. We don't have a
Told
lot
you.
of people coming through, but
Fucking told
if
you.
you're looking for somebody in particular, you're welcome to check the ledger.
No,
Do you
it's
want
just
a professional to do a psychology roll?
It's
Can
just some people that
oh.
we're interested in, and we thought they might have been this way recently.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
But
If-
obviously,
if
as I say, the
Harry's-
this is just
mistaken.
says always keen to help, sir. He like drags the ledger out from underneath the bar and starts.
I was thinking longer than maybe a year ago. It might have been a couple of years ago when they.
Well, I only
when
have,
they were here.
as I said, as I told your friends, I set up a new book every year. I mean, it seems a waste of time, to be honest. The amount of people, guests we have staying, but
Well, can we all not make a psychology roll on this if we stood there chatting to him?
yeah, go on then.
Are his trousers dry?
So are you literally gonna peer over the bar looking?
God's sake!
That's
All right, I'm
why.
going to spend 11. No, I'm not, because Gerald's passed. But-
That's
So-
why I failed my psychology. I was too
Professional.
busy eyeing his trousers up.
yeah, he's got the lowest psychology out of all of us and passes.
I mean, you ain't wrong, job. I should be
Uh,
bookkeeper, and you should be.
You
alien.
see,
But this is where you go.
I've just
yeah,
been
he's fine.
watching you.
So Gerald, you don't detect any like untoward reaction from these names.
Oh, he's good. He's good at hiding his emotion. He's definitely a cultist.
Are we going to have to torture him?
Yeah.
I'm
We'll
gonna have
we'll
to
make
use
him
this
wet his
accent,
pants.
so- Yeah,
Might already wet. You haven't checked.
I'm going to have to threaten him with the axe.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he gets the ledger. He pulls the ledgers out from beneath the counter. He just lazily leaves pages through them, through this year's and through the previous years. Every so
So-
often he'll break off and serve one of the locals that comes to refresh the pint.
So as far as we know, no one's been here tinkering with them stones for, is it 2 years, did we say? Or 5
Yeah.
years? 2 years.
It was 5 years ago that
5 years ago.
they
No,
were up
2
to
years.
it.
2 years ago.
Two,
The event.
2
Was
years
it?
ago.
Yeah, 2 years. Just over 2 years. It was late December 1925. They supposedly had this meeting, important
The-
meeting down.
I thought it was 4 or 5 years ago that the stones went up and the people died.
No, 1926. The New Year's Eve, 1926.
So where was Alexander in the mental asylum when those people died?
So that date's probably wrong. That's probably New Year's Day. That probably means New Year's Day is 1925.
Alexander would have been locked up, wouldn't he, 2 years ago?
So he was locked up after the murder of his father, which was 19. Let's go backwards.
I want to say 25. I'm guessing.
1926, 15th of October 1926 is when they were. That's when the newspaper article was. So October 1926.
And how long's Alexander been locked up in that asylum?
Since not long after that.
So it was around about the same time then.
He was admitted in November of 1926. So that was almost a year after the event. And yeah, the date in this book is wrong. It says New Year's Eve 1926, but that must be New Year's Eve 1925.
25.
I'm
Yeah.
confused. Have they succeeded in what they wanted to do, or did they fail?
I think they've succeeded.
I think they succeeded, or at least because they didn't come back again.
So why isn't the city here now then? Why are they still, whoever's in charge, why are they trying to control Alexander? I don't think they have succeeded.
Oh, partially, but I think they're in. I think they're
I know
vying for control.
there's shit going on, isn't there? And everything's going weird. But I don't think they've done what they needed to do, and that is why they're trying to control Alexander. I think Alexander is the key. They need Alexander.
Well, they haven't finished yet.
Yeah. Maybe those people that died were like a sacrifice to start things going.
Maybe they got the sky ponies here.
Yeah, well, I think we don't know where those stones have come from. They could have come from,
No.
I don't know, from wherever this city is, and those things just come as part of the
I was going to say that's a lot of. They must have had tractors and lorries.
Yeah, they said the lorries came in.
The lorries came in, yeah.
Like tons worth of.
Or a lorry.
How could we find out where they've come from? We need like an archaeologist to come and have a look at the stones to say where they're from, or.
I had a look, and they were recent.
Yeah, so
They're
they
modern.
Are they modern?
Yeah. They're not old. They're not old stones.
Yeah.
Or anything.
Oh, that means dynamite will definitely break them then. Right. Do we think? I think the barman's probably kosher. What happened to the owner, the previous owner? Did he just did he want to change? This is to the barman.
Says I don't know. He left. It was a business opportunity that became available.
So there was no one here when you took over.
He'd already gone. Yes.
He'd already gone.
I mean, not long by all accounts. Like I say, due to being a publican, I just heard through the grapevine that there was this opportunity. I'd been looking to get out of London, and this just fell into my lap.
The Edwards, not Ed. Well, we know it's Edwards. The nurse, he was a labourer in London, wasn't he? He said he was a labourer in London. Did he say what part of London? I can't remember.
No, we were struggling. It was like a warehouse.
North London. So it's not like. Is that quite decent?
Are you thinking they're all from the same area?
Well, what about Coombs? He's spoken to me. Was he a Londoner?
He was not. No, he didn't have a London accent.
And what do we know about Coombs apart from he likes beating people up and stabbing people?
Not a lot.
Don't know anything else, do we? So maybe the London things. No. Don't know. So Do we go Betty Buys? Or have an evening meal, get poisoned, and not wake up?
Yeah, make sure our doors and windows are
You
Yeah.
can use
Salted.
use Delia as a guinea pig, and she can test the food for us.
Get this down, you love.
Yeah, put some meat on your bones. Yeah, have mine as well.
So yeah,
Yeah.
Delia seems to quite enjoy her time here. It's probably a welcome change from the relax of like tensions at home, and a change of scenery.
It's the company, 3
yeah.
top tier
Yeah,
gentlemen
she
to
was. She does.
entertain her.
She
Yeah.
enjoys your company, particularly
Our
Harry's.
wit and repartee.
Mm-hmm.
But she particularly enjoys Harry's. You all notice that she laughs perhaps more than necessary at anything vaguely amusing that Harry says.
Well,
No.
I'm
overdo it,
funnier and
Delia.
I'm more witty than the other two.
I bet that is really boiling Charles's piss, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, big time.
We can see your
Big time.
earphone, Andy. The left side of your
It's
head.
gonna.
There we go.
It's gonna be. I'll tell you how bad it is. Terrible.
But yeah, so she
He's
even
not-
she has a good laugh and a joke with the locals as well. She's completely no, well, not completely different, but yeah, she really comes out of the shell. You know, the like pressure of all the worries seem to drop away.
Hmm.
And
Do we
the only time kind of there's a dip in a mood is when you mentioned that you're going to be heading back to London tomorrow.
So she's enjoying it here.
Maybe.
It's better than being at home being hit by a husband.
Yeah. Maybe we
Yeah,
should
but
leave
do you
her
not
here
think
for
it's a bit weird?
Why? She's not encountered what what you've
Yeah.
encountered.
Yeah, but do you not think it's a bit weird that she's seems a bit upset that we leave? There's nothing for her here. There's nothing to do. Is there something keeping her here?
I think it's more just it's not London.
Yeah, it's not London. She's not back thinking about her husband. I won't say it at the table, but before we depart to our rooms, I might just have a conversation just with her, just a suggestion. Maybe she should, if I pay for her and her mother to leave London for a few days, go away, go to the seaside, have a little holiday. Obviously, I'm thinking of her, but I'm really thinking of myself. I don't want a husband coming and attacking me or attacking her. And just get out of the way because she's a distraction, isn't she? I wonder if we could use her.
As
Maybe we
bait.
could. No, yes, bait. With Alexander still has a thing for her, doesn't he?
Yeah, don't forget,
he-
she like point blank refuses to have anything to do with Alexander.
Oh, I'm sure she'd do anything for Harry. Okay then. Well, no. So I'll just suggest that she maybe go. She was concerned about her mother getting dragged into things. She could go away with her mother, and obviously I'd pay for that. Just a suggestion.
You can make a persuade roll. I mean, she's reluctant. She doesn't want to like be a burden. She certainly doesn't feel.
Well, you are being. You keep hanging about, and God. I've got good persuasion.
You can make but you can do it with a bonus dice because she's like I said, she pretty much hangs on to every word that you say.
As she should. Yep.
So she is genuinely reluctant to take charity or take money from you, however you want to look at it. But she agrees to speak to her mother when you get back to London. She
Does
does
she-
see she sees the logic in it. That it would be good to get away.
I know she was interested in the occult. Did she have a profession at all?
No.
And is she middle class?
I suppose you could call it a lower middle class. Yeah.
Okay. So, are we doing anything else here tonight?
No, I don't think there's no one else is there that we can talk to in the bar.
No, you're pretty. I mean, you probably know the faces of everybody, anybody in the village. I mean, it's mainly the men folk that come to the pub. So you've not seen much, if anything, of the wives and kids, if there are any kids. What have you. But,
We
yeah.
could we could burn the church down. I'm sure it's the cult HQ.
Mm.
Maybe it's got like a
Could do,
secret chamber. Let's go and investigate the church.
Secret railway.
We could
all the way
use
to
hammers
London.
and we could break up his floor
Yeah.
just to check.
Yeah, there'd be like a secret room down in the crypt where they meet and gather and discuss things.
Yeah.
Positive. That's why there's nobody in pub. They're all at the church deciding what to do with us tonight.
Oh no, these people in the pub.
Underground.
The people at the pub's packed, but the pub is only really small, and there's not many people in the village.
All right. Well, if we're not going to do anything else, I'm going to go to bed with my son-off shotgun.
Yeah.
I wish you two good night.
So you're talking to locals as well. You don't learn anything more than you already know about the deaths of the deaths of people on New Year's Eve in 1925. They say just hear the same thing. Although people are more reluctant to talk about it since you've already asked them about it, so they're a bit like, what you want to ask about this for again? But yeah, like I said, the fact that 6 people died in one night is very odd, obviously, and of course they were all found.
They died happy.
Yes, they were all found that either during that night or the next morning with a look of a look of happiness or relief or possibly even ecstasy on their face.
It's a good
but
way
yeah,
to die.
yeah. But yeah, that's
Worst
no more
ways
than
to go.
that's no more than you already know. You perhaps do hear from some of the locals that they do remember, which I think you've been told again. You've been told before, but some people do remember. Late in 1925, there was a group of some strangers in the village that
strangers
that were congregating up on the hill. So I think you've heard that. You've already heard that before. They didn't stay.
We knew
didn't
that
stay at the
anyway.
pub. Yeah, didn't stay at the pub, and nobody really saw them. Nobody really particularly interacted with them, and the guest there were maybe 10 or more people.
Oh. Okay.
Did we say that there was an archaeological dig up? Was it 100 years ago?
That was in 1907. An
And they
archaeological
didn't
group that came
anything.
came from London to the village in the winter of 1907 to do a dig on Springer Mound. They're there for a couple of months and they found nothing.
Just trying to think of last time you said that the stones, the holes that the stones go in formed a V shape.
Yeah.
Pointing west.
Pointing west. That must mean something, but what does it mean?
Nothing
Yeah, it doesn't
We've
point
come
towards
across nothing that. It's not pointing towards anything that we know of.
Right, I've gone to bed.
I'm
Yeah.
going to wedge a door, a chair under my door handle.
I'll do the same, and I'm going to keep hold of the axe because I took it from the farm, and we've not been back to the farm for me to replace it.
Just walking around with an axe.
Yeah.
Is that
I've
an axe
been
in your
doing some
pocket, or are you
cops
just
in.
pleased to see
In
me?
your coat.
Yeah, it's under my coat.
You found it when we were out walking. Somebody
Yeah.
misplaced it. Right, so yeah. I'll go beddy pies.
Okay.
And a quiet night passes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you retire to your rooms.
Next day.
Oh, we've got to get up at early doors, haven't we? Because
Yeah.
it's 7:30 train,
Yeah.
so we need to be up
Yeah.
for like 6 or whatever, 5, 6.
Yeah.
So Charles, again, dream that evening. A familiar, as you although you'd forgotten it, as you dream it, as you actually do recall it before, and you dream of how you sit at the bow of a boat, a bright little vessel of polished wood with a white sail, and it moves gently across the lake in front of the breeze. You look down into the water past where your trailing hand disturbs the surface. Its spirit thick and grey. Is that movement you can see? You quickly pull your hand out, and a mottled shape balloons past you, not far below the surface. Then another, huge marine creatures. Up ahead, the water slaps. The white and yellow back of one of the things clears the surface for a moment, then dives down deep. You see it still. It's coming right at you, bigger and bigger, and it rears out of the water fully now, looming above the boat like a cliff. You won't wait for this. You stand and you step off into the water, falling into the depths, your eyes closed, your lungs filling with water, and you wake with sweat, drenched with sweat. Daylight.
Oh.
Gerald, it's cold outside, and you look out to the snow through the bedroom window that stands wide open. Curtains sigh into the room. You watch yourself sleeping.
The window is definitely shut. I'd like to assure you of that.
Wrapping sheets more and more tightly around you, around your sleeping form. You see they're ripped, shredded into long streams, and you see your sleeping form rise from the bed and stumble out of the room. Along unfamiliar corridors and across large chambers, you notice marble, carpet, past glass windows.
Oh, not this again.
Velvet hangings, brick and porcelain, oil and gold wood. One of
I've
you
watched this one before.
is muttering, "It's all a distraction. Oh, a distraction." There's a mask on the wall. You take it up, put it on. You see a sword, pick it up. The robe of tattered cotton plays out behind you, lending you a dignity consummate with your task. And then you see someone in the side corridor watching your doppelganger, eager, grim. Suddenly furious, you hurry over, gripping your sword tightly. You think you can stand in judgment over me? You think this has nothing to do with you? You wonder just what you're capable of. It is my crown. Mine. And you wake up shrieking, "It is mine!" And you can both make sense.
Oh, thanks.
Yes, my favourite role. Oops.
If you fail,
Hooray!
you lose 1 point of sanity.
It's fine.
Healthy 25.
25. Nice.
Strong. The mind is strong of this one. God damn it.
Okay, so you eventually rise the next morning, some later than others. Take breakfast in the tap room, which Brian happily prepares for you and engages you in the usual small talk. Outside, the snow is still falling, although it's the rate has lessened somewhat. I said, so gents, are you still planning to leave today, or shall I make your rooms ready for another night?
No, we're wishing to leave.
No, we'll be leaving.
Yeah.
Well, sad to see you go. It's been a refreshing change to have more than half the rooms full.
We may be back at some point.
Oh well, that's good to hear. I can take all the custom I can get.
Yes, we'll be. We may be back, but we'll be going for the train back to London anyway. So we'd like to thank you.
Well, some of us may be back. I imagine
won't.
Charles looks like shit.
Yeah.
Says, did you not sleep well, sir? I did think I heard somebody calling out in the night.
Yeah, that wasn't me.
Oh.
That may have been.
It's all fine.
That may have been someone else. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I wish.
It's all fine. It's fine.
Sorry, I
Everything's
didn't mean to
fine.
pry. I do apologise.
So I will inquire. Have you had your dreams? You having these vivid dreams? I take it. I'll look at Gerald. If Charles has denied it was him, was it you then that was crying out?
I don't remember that.
But did you dream?
Oh, I don't remember my dreams normally. I did have quite a lot of cheese last night.
Do I notice that Charles is like?
You can make a cycle roll, I suppose.
Probably looks like a wreck. I've failed every time and I've got 75%. I am the worst. I am the worst. Oh, yeah.
Okay, you can. Yeah, they both look like they're under some a degree of stress.
Would I be able to give them some type of tonic? Or maybe something to help them sleep?
I suppose I suppose it's reasonable. Obviously you can't do that out here, but you could probably when you get back to London, you could probably prescribe something. Yeah, that would be within your within your capabilities.
But that's not going to stop them from dreaming, is it?
No,
Is this something that, like, really strong that would stop them from dreaming?
You just send them down to a local
Heroin.
Put them in a coma.
Yeah.
opium den.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Works for me.
Okay. So you don't remember your dreams?
So
Does Charles?
So Charles,
do you remember
whether
your
you're passing on this, sharing this, you do remember dreaming, but the details of it, as soon as you wake up, are quickly fade.
Yeah.
Vague recollections.
Charles, most of your dreams seem to be water-based.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I think I've said this before, but the only dream that you recall, you can still recall it vividly, is the one that you had after visiting the asylum, which I believe you got as a handout as well. I gave it you as a
I
handout.
did, yeah. Yeah.
That was you were the only person that had a dream whilst at the asylum, weren't you? And then you had one at the place we stayed because we couldn't get a train.
I've had a few.
When did you start having your dreams, Gerald?
Recently, I think, isn't it?
I've had the same dream. I've had 3, but the same dream twice.
But you didn't start with the asylum, though, did you?
No,
you didn't have.
no. I started later.
Can you remember what instigated the first dream?
It was.
It wasn't the sign on the shop window. After that, was it?
It was after we'd visited Bacon.
Oh right, so I wasn't there, was I?
Yeah, I think that's when I had my first dream, and it's the same as the dream I had last night.
Right, we need to go and see Bacon.
But I also had a different dream last night. Sorry, the night before.
Why would you start dreaming after seeing? What else did you do during the day? What else did you do?
It was when we were generally pootling around London, getting up to mischief.
You met him.
So we visited Bacon. We went to Edward's shop.
Edward's shop?
Sorry, Edward's lodgings, but he wasn't there.
What was it? Just like a DOS house?
Yeah, basically. There was a young couple there now, but he'd had rented there with a fake name.
Were you able to look in his room?
No.
No, it was like 2 years.
But he'd moved out ages ago.
Yeah.
We'd done a whole load of talking to the previous detective.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there'd been quite a lot going on that could have triggered it, I guess.
Well, the encounter with Bacon's odd, but you started at the asylum, your dreams, and then you started with Bacon, but you also went to Edward's lodgings.
Back in a minute. Just popped it low.
Knife. No. I'm guessing.
Just going to release the 3-legged cat.
It's weird that 2 nights I've had the same dream.
Well, if we presume that, I can't understand why. What starts the dreams? Why you would start dreaming? I know it's if you fail your sanity. I don't think it was the play. It wasn't.
It was something
to do with the play.
When we watched the play that made us more susceptible to them.
But why have you started dreaming after Charles?
That I'm not sure. Why I skipped the first lot of dreams.
I thought it might be something to do with Alexander, but we all met him, so why would it only affect you two and it's not affected me? Or if we presume, well, the nurse is Edwards, maybe it's him that's causing you to have the dreams. But why would it get Charles first and not get you? But then you were saying you went to Edward's old digs. Don't know. I don't think I've ever been in a game where another character's only had 25 sanity. I don't think he started with much though, did he? I think he only started
no, I think it was
45 or 50.
Yeah, it was fairly low to begin with. Whereas, well, I'm on 68 at the minute.
Well, 65.
So we just need to make sure Charles looks at things first. Have you got any good books that he could read?
Don't think he could probably focus to read.
The plot of your downfall.
I mean, reading always goes well, doesn't it?
So
I mean,
what is it you want Charles to do?
if you hadn't spilt coffee on that book, he could have been reading that.
Yeah.
Being stalked by a cat.
So what's the? So
we're
we're
going to catch a
see
train.
Bacon then.
I think we should go and see Bacon, unless we want to take a less dangerous trip and go to the was it the Royal
Society first.
Do a bit of library search or whatever, and then maybe leave Bacon. Unless you want to go to Bacon and we can have it out with him.
Let's go to the Royal Society first, because I think that is less risky, and then we can see if you can get anywhere with Bacon.
Because we don't know where this quarry chap is, do we?
No.
No, there was I can't remember who it was he spoke to, but they seemed to think he'd gone abroad.
Oh right.
Oh yeah, well it was so it went to his last known address, wasn't it? So yeah, his last known address for Quarry, which was in Westminster. They told her that he'd left there in the spring of 1926, and the new resident believed that, as far as they knew, Quarry had gone abroad.
So that's after the event
Yeah.
at the Mound, isn't it?
Yeah.
So is he like gone his separate ways? But when we went in to see Alexander, he said, "Has Quarry sent you?" Or something like that, wasn't it? Has Quarry? He didn't mention Bacon, did he?
No.
It was just Quarry. So I wonder if Quarry is not with that group anymore.
They had a falling out.
Oh, who told you that?
That was right at the start. We had some.
So does that mean Bacon is still in league with Edwards, Coombs, and Alexander?
That was the whole, I think, from Alexander going on about what me and Edwards have been doing harms no one. Maybe Quarry was right.
He didn't mention Bacon, did he?
No.
So get the train, go back to London, and go to the Royal Society. Get Delia on a train to Seaside with her mum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So later that morning, after you've packed your things, you take the small short walk down to the local train station, which, as I say, is just an open platform. Were you going for the direct train, or were you going to go? Well, the direct train leaves at 7:35 in the morning, so you probably
I think we'll go direct because we're up early.
Don't, Jesus Christ.
All right, we'll go to it later on then. I didn't know it was such a big issue, Gerald.
I don't like getting up early.
We got up
I know
early.
you've had a bad. I know you've had a bad dream. I know you
Rough
didn't
night's
sleep great,
sleep,
but
yeah.
hey, yeah.
So which is it then? Going for you plan to go for the
Early train.
Yeah, if we can.
Yep.
And then Royal Society, yeah. And then we can play with Bacon if we're still alive.
We're not going to die at the Royal Society.
You never know. Stranger things have happened.
I can try and die anywhere.
You're muted, Phil.
Sorry. So you catch the early train, and you arrive back at Liverpool Street Station just around about just after 9 o'clock that morning.
Where's the Royal Society?
So- the Royal Society is in Piccadilly.
Do you want to go there first, Harry?
Yeah, I thought that's what we
I think that was the plan.
Yeah. All right then.
And this is
Okay, then.
because Quarry was a member.
Yeah, was it Quarry? One of them was a member.
Yeah, so he
He worked there.
yeah.
So what we
Malcolm Quarry.
I don't know
Yeah.
what we're gonna find from going there. He worked there. What did he do there? Is that what we're trying to find out?
But he was a scientist.
Oh, a scientist was he?
Yeah. So,
What was his science? Do we know?
don't know. This is just from young detective fella.
Right, that's something to find out then, isn't it? What science he studied.
Okay, so what you gonna do? Are you going straight there from Liverpool Street Station? Are you sorting things out with Delia first, or what is it? What's your plans?
Delia can. Delia can. I don't know. What does she want to do? She's her own person, Phil.
If you don't, so if you leave it down to her, she just
No, she
tags
can't
along.
follow me. She can't follow me.
She just tags
Um,
along if you don't
No,
do anything else.
she's going to make contact with her mother and persuade her mother to go away with her for a few days.
Yeah.
Maybe she should tag along with us to go to the
The
Royal
Society.
Society. Yeah, the Royal Society, and then we'll go and sort her out, and make sure she gets on the train safely, and then we'll go and talk to Bacon.
Okay. So
She could just become like go to like human shield.
Yeah.
She's the backup character for you.
I
Andy.
know, yeah.
When Charles
Yeah, in about-
pegs it, you can come back as Delia.
Yeah, in about 10 minutes.
Seems fair.
okay, so
Agreed.
so you catch a cab over to Piccadilly to the offices of the Royal Society, and after making inquiries, you find out that the Malcolm Quarry resigned his position back in February of 1926. He'd been employed there a little less than 3 years as an Oxford graduate. But while you're making these inquiries, you can make one of you can make a fast talk or a credit rating.
I got lots.
Oh, Harry's going credit rating.
I've got 45 fast talk.
I'm about 55 fast talk. 66 fast talk.
I've got 60 credit rating.
So it's only one person can make.
I've got.
Who's got the
Well,
luck
I've got-
to fudge it if need be?
I've got 42 luck and 66 fast talk.
29 luck.
I think it's Charles.
I've hit that button.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, so so you managed to it kind of hit a bit of a dead end, but Charles, you managed to turn on a bit of just bamboozle him. Like what you really need to know, try and get in touch with Malcolm. And although
It's imperative that we speak to him.
So, although they're unable to provide you any more information, they suggest you speak with Rupert Adams, who used to be a friend and colleague of Quarry's, and he's still employed
Where might we find this? Is he still here?
He's still employed at the Royal Society. So yeah, they tell you how to find him.
What was his science? What was he?
Quarry's. He was his specialisation was Anglo-Saxon history.
What do we think the mound was? Was that Anglo-Saxon?
You had heard somewhere that the
Have you got pensions from previous jobs?
no.
Cash mining.
I mean, the archaeologists didn't find anything.
No.
It's just a mysterious mound.
But didn't think it was a mound that a fort had gone on. No, I just.
I think that's kind
theory.
of what it.
So the locals, I
looks
think it
like.
was from the locals. Yeah, they couldn't remember something about it was either an Iron Age fort or an Anglo-Saxon fort. They don't know. It's just their vague recollections from something that happened like nearly 20 years ago.
So, why do we want to speak to Rupert? Sorry, because he knows more about Quarry.
He might know more about Quarry.
Okay. Is he here today?
Yes.
So let's go see Rupert. That's a nice name. How old was Quarry, or is Quarry?
He is.
Is he younger than Alexander? Similar?
I believe he's in his 30s. Just find
I can't remember how old Alexander was. A similar age, maybe. The private detective that you spoke to, did he know who was the leader out of all of them?
No.
Who seemed to be like top dog?
He said that he thought Edwards. Yeah, he's in his mid-30s. Early to mid-30s. So yeah, you get directions on which department to find Adam within. You find him in his office on the second floor of the main building. His secretary on the front desk sort of shows you in, so he gets up to greet you. Says, "Good morning, gentlemen. How can I help you? What? I don't believe I was expecting anybody today."
Just passing through.
Okay. Is there something I can help you with?
Maybe. We're looking for a friend of a friend, really. Fellow by the name of Malcolm Quarry.
Oh yeah,
I
Malcolm.
told you you used to work with him.
Yeah, Malcolm we're colleagues. I suppose you could call us friends.
Do you know what happened to him? He seems to have gone away somewhere. We were trying to catch up with him for our friend.
Since from what I heard, I mean, Quarry kind of just up and resigned one day. But from what I hear, he went to the continent.
I don't suppose he left like a forwarding address or gave a reason for leaving.
No. It's a shame. He was a brilliant colleague, really bright, expert in folklore and anthropological history, particularly Anglo-Saxon.
Just totally out of the blue, he just put in his resignation.
Yeah, from by all accounts.
When was this?
Or that would be February 26th. He was here while he was still studying for his masters while he was here.
He didn't happen to meet any of his friends, did you?
No. I only, as I say, I would call him a friend, but I only knew him through work. We only associated through work.
See, I think Quarry is the one that wanted to call it off by the sound of it. The whole maybe Quarry's right.
I think he spit his dummy out and left the Or he didn't like what he saw. Maybe he started having dreams.
Yeah.
Is there
or
a
he
problem?
knew what was coming.
Yeah.
Is there a problem? Is Malcolm okay? Or
I don't know because we never met him. We don't know where he is. So we don't know.
He's never met him.
Did he ever write? Has he written any papers on some of the work he was doing? Has he had anything published?
Well, he has, as a matter of fact. Just a moment. I've got a copy over here, and he goes up to a bookshelf and searches for it. Here it is. He hands you a book entitled "British Gods: Religion and Myth in the Western Kingdoms of Anglo-Saxon Britain."
And then I'll hand that to Gerald.
Why, thank you very much.
It's a book.
It's published work. You can pick it up in. You probably pick it up in most academic bookshops.
I'm in a bit of a hurry. Can I buy it off you? It's not a signed copy, is it?
No. Like I say, it's not hard to find.
When was it just to check, when was it published? Is it?
About 1924, I believe.
Well, still worth having a look at. That's probably why he was part of the
I
group.
believe he wrote it when he was still studying at Pembroke.
No, we don't. That's somewhere else we need to go. And he meant, did you say he studied at Oxford?
Yeah, well, in Oxford, Pembroke College.
Do we know anything
It was
about
from it was from Oxford, I believe, but yeah, he studied it. As I say, I believe, from what I understand, he penned the book while he was studying for his MA in Anglo-Saxon at Pembroke College.
Okay.
Well, we need to get a copy of that book, don't we? And Gerald needs to read it because he's good at reading.
Yeah.
Or just after, I don't know the details. I mean, he might publish it after he left Pembroke College or while he was studying there. I don't remember the exact details.
Do you know if he was working on anything else more recently before he left?
No, not that I'm aware. No. But I think he put quite a lot of effort into this particular volume. So I don't know. I don't know if that put him off. I don't know if you know much about writing, but it can be quite a draining.
I have written a book myself, several.
I've read quite a few.
Yes, you have, haven't you, Gerald?
I've acted a few out.
Is there anything I can help you with? I mean,
No, you've been most helpful. You've been very helpful.
Do you know if there's anyone here that he would maybe have given a forwarding address to? You know, anybody, accounts for any sort of outstanding
I would imagine
wages
if that would have been the case, they would know that at the office. Administration.
Was he close to his family? Are they in London?
As far as I know, he didn't have any family. Didn't have a partner. Didn't have any family.
Lots of dead ends around there, aren't there?
So, are we stealing that book, did we say? I mean, buying that book of him, or we've got to go to a bookshop to buy a copy? Maybe you've got one in your bookshop.
I'd say, have I come across this book before?
Let you make a look roll.
Got it in your photographic memory, the catalogue of all the books that you've got in your shop.
Okay, yes, you do believe, you've never read it, but you do believe you have a copy back at your shop.
Back of an hat.
Your shop is like the TARDIS.
It is.
TARDIS of bookshops.
Yeah. It is just like piles. I don't have shelves. I just stack them up. So, yeah, I think I have come across it. It's holding the other side of the coffee table up.
We could spill more coffee on drinks if you take this.
Yeah.
Do you two want to go and go to the bookshop? You can pick up your book. I'll sort out Delia and her mother,
and then we'll meet up.
Yeah. Well, I'll meet you at the bookshop.
Yeah.
Or
and then we'll
go and pay our Mr. Bacon a visit.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so you leave the Royal Society behind. Share a cab part way, and then part company. Two of you, Charles and Gerald, heading over to Black Books, and Harry going to
sort out Delia.
Okay, so so when you get to Delia's mother's house, and there's a bit of an argument going off that you can hear inside the house. You being a gentleman, Harry, you wait outside or just in the entryway, and it becomes apparent that Peter Morrison paid a visit to Delia's
Oh,
mother.
I thought you meant he was arguing in the house with the mother. I'm thinking, being a gentleman, waiting for them to finish.
And
Didn't mean that.
he demanded to know where Delia was. Delia's mother had honestly told him that she didn't know, and Peter had become more and more aggressive and became violent and attacked her mother.
Well, that's your fault, Delia. Try and
So it
patch things
turns
up
out
with your husband.
that Peter is currently in police custody for a
good.
serious assault. And when you do see Delia's mother, she has been severely beaten.
Oh, I'm ever so sorry. I apologise profuse, without smiling and laughing like I am. You know what you need?
Harsh.
You need a good holiday.
Yeah. So it doesn't. So Delia puts it to him. It doesn't take much persuasion, and she almost immediately readily agrees to go, even though at first she's reluctant to take your money, because she's really aware of how that would look socially.
Nobody needs to know.
Well, as I
Don't
said,
have to
she
tell
doesn't.
anybody.
She is reluctant, but Delia manages to convince. She shouldn't take much convincing, and so yeah, they make preparations to go and stay with
shall
family,
be,
right?
Right.
Back in 2 while you sort out hotels.
So I will give them some money, and maybe they go for a week or so, and just if they need to contact me or whatever, she's got my home number, doesn't she? So once they're settled, so I'll leave them to it. Bye.
So she just asks if she could impose upon you, Doctor. But if I could impose upon you, Doctor Bancroft, if you would do me, if you would help me out by keeping an eye on the house.
Who's this? The mother?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Just in case Mr. Morrison returns.
He says he's been arrested for an assault,
Yeah.
and he's currently in jail.
Yeah, in custody.
What if I could? No. Okay, yeah, I'll just say yeah. I'll say yeah.
Okay. So they say. So Delia says she'll drop off the keys at the. Well, she says, where would you want to drop off the keys? She can drop them off at the hotel, or she can drop them off at your home address.
It's probably best not to go to my home address. If you drop them off, I'll give her the address of Gerald's bookshop.
Okay.
You can just put them through the letterbox.
Okay. Right. She thanks you again, and before you, as you're about to leave, she rushes over, slightly teary-eyed, and embraces you, and quietly thanks you for everything you've done.
Okay.
Then she lets go of you and kind of composes herself and goes back to help her mother.
I'll brush myself off.
Okay, so meanwhile, Charles and Gerald, you get back to Black Books, which is the clothes shop has probably had very little impact on Gerald's business. There's certainly no customers queuing at the door.
Yeah, I do most of it on. Oh, no, I don't.
Online.
You do most of it on this newfangled thing called mail order.
Mail order, yeah.
Yeah. Send 1D as a stamped addressed envelope.
Yeah.
Okay, so go into the shop, you have a search around, and you finally it doesn't take too long. You manage to dig out this copy of British Gods by Malcolm Quarry.
Is it valuable? What sort of price?
No, it's not. It's not particularly valuable.
How much coffee's on it?
It's not particularly valuable, but it's probably only in your bookshop because it's like an anthropological text, so it deals with sort of folklore and things like that. So it's published. It was published in 1924. It's about 360 pages, and it's an academic text, like I say, mainly folklore about folklore. Authored by Malcolm Quarry, published by Oxford University Press. Its primary focus is on Celtic, Roman, Sumerian, and other gods believed to have been worshipped in southwest Britain from about 50 BC to 650 AD. That's the exciting information on the flyleaf of the book.
Does it have an index?
An index? Probably not.
I'm going to have to read the damn thing, aren't I?
So you can skim it in a few hours.
Yeah, well, while we're waiting for our friend Harry to sort his life out.
It's not my life. It's Delia's life.
Shall
that one, Charles. It's over there.
Drop a copy of it onto your character sheet, and I shall also read you the summary. Where are we? So you've also got Devonder Dirch Den See, have you not?
Yes.
So I'll give you that as well.
I was going to try reading some excerpts to Alex next time we saw him.
Who's got the King in Yellow? Is that Charles?
Yes, I think so, because he was going to.
Yeah, but we brought it to Gerald's bookshop, didn't I?
So it's probably on the table knocking around.
I've given it to you, so
yeah.
It's on your case. It's in your inventory, anyways. So you got Wonder About Sea, and you've also Gerald. You've got Devonder Dirch Den See, which is perfect pronunciation of it, I'm sure. And you also have now British Gods, Religion and Myth in the Western Kingdoms of Anglo-Saxon Britain.
Awesome.
Right, so you spend the time while you're waiting for Harry to turn up to skim through this book. Obviously, studying it will take some more time than that to get a proper understanding of its contents. But as a summary, along with many other deities, mention is made of a fertility deity, Shub Niggurath. She is generally thought to be a local aspect of the Celtic goddess Brigid, who in one aspect subsisted on nothing but the milk from otherworldly flocks of cows and sheep, and was known as mother of the flocks. Brigid was honoured at the spring feast of Imbolc, when the land returned to life after winter and the first animals of the year were born. Shub-Niggurath may have been a deity imported via Gaul, which, with the western tribe of the Duotriges, traded freely, but her origins would seem not to be Gaulish either, and perhaps worship had started with the Assyrians. Shub-Niggurath seems to have boasted a fierce reputation, and although her worship did not spread far, it was followed with fanaticism by certain peoples who then seem to have prospered in their harvests and in battle. In return, the tribes are thought to have made blood sacrifice to the goat with 1,000 young in the great forest of Dean where she dwelt. When the Romans reached the towns of Gloucester, Bath, and Cirencester, many officers and men adopted her worship, as did some of the Saxon kings when they pushed this far west centuries later.
Marvellous. No mention, I take it, of thingy. Clem Mulford.
No. Well, you don't know. Like I said, that's skimming it. To study it properly, it will take you a week or so.
Have you got any Cthulhu mythos?
5?
One.
5?
Oh,
That-
no,
is
no,
that-
one.
One. What was
Yeah,
that
we
from
got
going insane or something? Or?
Yeah. Can I make it a cult roll?
To what end?
Have I come across this goat with 1,000 young character?
Yeah, okay.
Bum bum bum. See, I'm not quite as profligate with my luck as some amongst us.
It's what it's for. It's for spending. You get a D10 back usually.
Yeah.
Unless you're a
Yeah,
certain
I don't think I've
actor.
succeeded on one yet. Yeah.
I mean, look at results I got from spending 15. They're
Yeah.
probably not birds.
That was a good effort.
Kind of knew that already.
Yeah, I suspect I'm going to spend luck and be told, nah.
I mean, you could push it with really good reasoning.
I was thinking of trying my luck with Cthulhu Mythos.
I was just gonna say, can you do that? I don't think
I mean, I've got a
you can do it with any. You can. I know you can do it with it.
I've got a 1 in 100 chance of pulling it off.
Well, I've got 5% because I think I got it from reading a book.
You did.
It's only 5%, but I'm not there, so it doesn't
You're
matter.
not there. Can I have a mythos roll? Seeing as
To what end?
again, does it ring any bells with horses falling out the sky?
Go on then. You can make a roll.
You see,
Your
it's
mythos knowledge was madness induced. So
I love his confidence in me not making this roll. He deserves everything I get if I get a 0-1.
it's not a critical success though. Oh, there we go.
Nearly.
Nearly. Shall I look at?
Okay, so at this point, Harry turns up.
Thank God she's gone. Right.
I thought
So
you
it's
were, planning
it's 12:15 in the afternoon.
Oh, shall we go and spot a lunch, or shall we grab something from Greg's on the way out
Grab some bacon. Let's go for some bacon.
and go and disturb our friend?
Aren't you interested to know that Delia's on her way safely with her mother, and
Excellent.
her hubby is currently in prison?
No, that's
No, well, in jail, in the police cell. Yeah,
Oh.
assaulted her mother.
well. I hope he has a lovely time.
I just hope they keep him in for a few days. Or he might come after me, and it might get us all in a bit of trouble. So, have you found anything with this book?
Some drivel about goats with 1,000 young. Nothing about Claire Melford. Just Assyrian fertility deities and, the usual.
The locations mentioned in the book, don't they have no...
It's all like Cirencester and the other.
Not in the same locale
No.
as
No,
our
completely different
Springham
places.
Nothing about Northumbria or Kent or wherever it was.
What's the thing with
I'm very geographically challenged.
the goat? What was it? A goat with 1,000 young.
Yeah,
That's one of the gods.
yeah. Variant on some Celtic fertility god. You know how they all like have different names depending on where you came from.
Give me the proper name, the unpronounceable name.
Give
me. Oh, right. Can I see if if in my reading of that other book with my 5%, do I recognise the name?
What you want from your knowledge, or you want to use the book? You want to use the
I
book?
can't use the book because I don't possess it. It's in the library.
Okay, that is true. Yeah, why not? You can make it.
Big 5%. Get ready. Not gonna.
Drum roll.
Oh, it's exciting.
Oh. Can you spend 39 points a luck?
Because I'm sure it'll be worth it.
No, I've only got 29.
Oh dear.
Oh, denied.
Damn it.
Can't do it. So, yeah, that's an interesting sounding name.
Oh God, we're not in Clare Melford. Let's get back to London.
A fertility god.
Yeah. I mean, there's tons of fertility gods, though, just from my basic knowledge of the occult. Like, everybody's got one.
But we've had nothing what we've investigated so far has had anything to do with like fertility.
No, not really. No. And it doesn't ring any bells with like what was written on the obelisks.
Okay then.
Or Hasta or Kaiwan. No, none of that.
So what this quarry guy? His link to Alexander. Are we presuming he met him through the shared interest in the occult?
Yeah,
Um,
and probably all of these fertility gods and whatnot.
Similar age, both interested in the occult, both written a book, even though one was on poetry.
Yeah,
They
were part of that whole like occulty group, weren't they?
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, I don't know. It's not unless we want to go and try and find his family, but I don't see point.
Yeah.
What are we going to get from that?
No.
Yeah. I think
Well, he said he didn't have any family, did he?
Oh,
which is a little bit odd.
I reckon let's go and bother
Bacon.
Bacon.
So it's an antique shop.
Yeah, well, antiquarian.
Yeah, antiques and books.
You would have thought he would have heard of me and been eager to chat.
How do you want to do this? Do we?
I think we wait out of the way and you go speak.
I was just
Yeah.
gonna say, do we
Yeah.
all rock up at
No,
the
because he'll
No.
recognise us
Shall
and
I
tell us to.
Because he'll know,
go?
yeah. And once he knows we're with you, that's it. We're done.
Yeah. So,
So
yeah,
how-
I think we'll hide round the corner.
So
Elizabeth,
I'm gonna ask him some questions if he lets me in. I'll try and be a customer, but obviously as soon as I start asking questions, he's gonna tell me to piss off.
or do we wait for him to? Because we didn't even get in the door. Do we wait for him to open the door to you and then just rush him?
Well, that was my next question. How far do you want to go with this character?
Well, I
So
feel
there was the gate. The door was, or rather, there was a bad gate in front of the
Yeah.
door.
So
Well, I'm
he needs to
presuming I
open-
can somehow, with my credit rating, get myself into the shop. But if it isn't a proper shop, that's not going to happen, is it?
Oh, it looked like a proper shop.
and it's in a quite a good area, isn't it?
Yeah, and there was all like displays in the window that were barred, but we could see that there was stuff in there. It was just we couldn't get past the gate. So
I mean, you've seen a flying horse, and then seen it kill somebody.
True.
So, and this private eye said
Saw him
this
kill
individual
somebody.
has killed somebody.
Yeah. So I'm quite happy to like. There's a ginnel down the side of the house. I'm quite happy for us to hang around there, and if he does unlock the gate for you, rush him.
See, I have got a gun, but obviously I don't want to fire it. But I can threaten him with it. Maybe we can gain entrance and have a talk. But he killed this tramp. He didn't touch him.
Well, that's what the detective said.
That's what's
It
just,
seems,
yeah.
What did he? How did he kill him? What did he say exactly?
He like. So
There's his report in the handouts.
yeah. Basically, he walked up to him, like talked at him, chanted a bit,
So if he starts chanting,
and he ended up mummifying the poor bastard.
right, we don't allow him to chant then.
And there was like,
No touchy. He doesn't touch any
Yeah.
of us.
I find that slightly unlikely. I suspect that our detective friend was 3 sheets to the wind.
He was clearly an alcoholic.
Well,
So-
I'll see if I can gain entrance to us. So if you hang around,
Yeah,
We'll
Near
hang
the
around
alley.
well,
in the alley.
there's an alley next to the
Yeah.
shop, yeah, so we can...
If he opens the gate to let you in, we'll just rush him.
Okay, so yeah, we'll do this then. Get a taxi, not like outside the property, but a couple of streets
Round
away,
the
maybe.
corner, yeah.
Yeah,
And we will pay this gentleman a visit.
Okay, so yeah, get a taxi down to Liverpool Road in Islington, which, as you know, is quite a well-to-do area.
I've never been. I don't know.
So the street is it's got quite a few sort of shops, antique shops. It's, like I say, it's quite well to do. But Bacon's place of business stands out from the others in that it's not as well looked after. There's paint on the window frames is peeling, the glass is grimy and dirty. And the windows, both downstairs and upstairs, are barred, got thick, heavy wrought iron bars and over the front door is a heavy iron gate.
Just before I go in, I'm just instead of asking like dumbass questions, shall I say? I'll say Edwards is fake.
You can try.
I'll say Edwards has sent me. There's a problem with Alexander, and
See what's yeah. That's
just I mean, he's going to say like, "Who are you?" But I should, from that, I would be able to know. Well, we know he's connected, don't we? So I don't need to do that. He's not going to let me in because he's never seen me before.
or tell him that Alexander sent you.
Yeah, but I don't. Alexander's not. Isn't in charge. It's Edwards. And does he? He knows Coombs. Coombs was part of the group, wasn't he?
Well, I think Coombs was maybe not part of it, but he was there.
I could say Coombs has sent me
He was their hitman, I think, rather than actually being.
because Coombs is working with somebody else, isn't he? A small guy.
Yeah,
Because there
short
was
fat fella.
two people that stabbed the doctor. I'll go with Plan A. Just see if I can gain entrance. So yeah, there's an obvious like entrance, but it's got an iron gate. Did you say?
Yeah. There's a gate over the front door.
All right. So I approach. Is there a bell or anything?
Yeah, there is. There's a bell at the side of the door. You can kind of reach through
What-
the grate.
What does what's the actual signage say?
Bacon's books and antiquities.
Okay, I'll ring the bell.
Okay, right. You ring the bell. You hear it. You clearly hear it ring somewhere in the depths of the house. No answer.
And he can't get near the windows because it's all fenced off.
There's bars on. You could kind of get to the windows. There's the pavement, and then there's an iron railing fence, and a little sort of patch of like strip of land would have been grass, but it's all overgrown. And then there's the windows. But you can kind of peer through the window from the pavement.
Are the curtains drawn or
No curtains. No curtains certainly on the downstairs window. There's a single downstairs window.
What about upstairs? Are the curtains upstairs?
There are no curtains drawn. There's 3 floors. Ground floor, first floor, second
And a dungeon stroke basement
floor.
Yeah.
where he does his
And the
experiments.
catacombs, yeah.
Probably
Probably does have a cellar. Most houses do have cellars.
I mean, I'm looking at the property. I'll leave it like a minute or so, and then I'll ring the bell again.
Okay, so I mean, do you want to have a peer through the window?
I can do, yeah.
Okay, so you can see. Like I say, it's hard to see clearly through the window because it's like grimy. Can't get right up to it, but you can see like haphazard sort of piles of antique furniture.
But it's not set out as a shop should be. It's just.
It kind of is, but
Is it like Gerald's shop? Bit of a shit tip.
yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a collector. He knows where everything is.
So it looks like there's things kind of at one point they were organised, but it's other things being piled on top of stuff.
And can't see anybody. There's no.
Can't see
So,
anybody at all.
Second ring. No, still nobody comes now.
Press the bell again. Clearly hear it ring, and again no answer.
What time of day are we on now? Like afternoon.
It is. Yeah, it's coming up to 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Well, he obviously didn't want the money. Didn't need any money.
No.
Right. So I'll I'll look a little bit disappointed, dejected, and I'll turn tail and I'll walk away.
Okay.
And then I'll cut back to the alleyway where they are, and I'll say, "No, Joy. Did you have a look round the back?
Yes.
Yeah, it's all like glass top.
Glass across the top of the wall.
How about we come back in the dark? We can just throw some Hessian sack over the glass and get in over the back wall.
Yeah.
I'm presuming
with my agility, I'd be able to make it over.
I will require a ladder.
We'll bring a ladder.
I will go in and unlock the door for you.
I mean, who's going to mistake three gentlemen as burglars?
Especially if we put like masks on.
And carry
They'll
on.
never know. Yeah.
You've got to wear a mask and is it like a stripy top, like a burglar?
Yeah. A big bag with swag written on it.
Swag on it, yeah.
Let's do this. It's fancy dress.
We're so obvious. We're incognito.
Yeah, nobody could possibly suspect.
Well, you wouldn't, would you? Three people dressed as like comedy burglars. You just think, oh, they must be going to a fancy dress party.
And if we do some sort of like exaggerated tiptoe. Yeah, he's not answering that door, is he? I don't think it's a proper. I think
business.
we were like banging on it for ages before he answered us.
Yeah.
Maybe
bang again.
Maybe originally he was an antique dealer, but maybe he's given it up now because he's
got other fish.
Now
to
he's
fry.
immortal or whatever he is. He doesn't need to. He's too busy doing his experiments in his basement or his attic.
Yeah.
Is it a terraced house, like a run of posh terraces?
Yeah.
Are the properties on either side? Do they look to have people in them?
Yeah, like I say, most of my businesses. There's some houses.
Oh right.
There's the alleyway is about 2 properties down. It runs into an alleyway that runs parallel with the back of the house. Joining the street.
This will be how the adventure ends. We're going to get arrested for breaking and entering.
Breaking and entering.
So I think we should pay him a visit in the dark. So
At least we'll be able to see if there's lights on as well.
Yeah, that's true. Come back at night. Less likely to be seen in the dark. So yeah.
We might need 2 ladders, one to get in and one to get out.
Shall we maybe just bring a torch?
Yeah.
Would be good.
And maybe a crowbar.
I suspect the back door will be probably barred.
Crowbar, screwdriver, chisel.
The full breaking and entering works. So if we
Hammer,
are stopped by the police, there is absolutely no possibility of
let's dress up as builders instead. Sledgehammer,
shotguns,
hammer.
Dynamite, explosives, everything.
Yeah.
Some stuff so we can gain entry.
Yeah.
Heavy duty axe
before we
sawing through the iron bars on the window on the door.
Before we go to that, to gain entry though, I'll have to.
I was just going to say, are we finishing that yet? Yeah. So we know what we're doing next time. We're going to break into somebody's house.
Yeah. In preparation for his B&E.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's his
I
fault.
will be able to.
If he'd answered the door.
Yeah, none of this would have happened. Yeah. I'll be able to nimbly just use my dancing skills to vault over that wall.
Definitely not get cut to shreds.
Nope.
Instead of trying to get in through the barred windows and barred doors downstairs, if we bring some ladders, we'll just go in through the upstairs windows.
Yeah, true.
They're bad as well.
window
Upstairs.
cleaners.
Oh.
Upstairs, all the windows are barred. The ground floor windows, the jet ups, all the upstairs windows.
What is this
Damn it.
place? A fort?
Yeah.
Clearly.
Let's enter through the sewers.
Because nothing will go wrong there.
Sewer,
Why
sewer
don't we?
workers.
Why don't we hire a Zeppelin, come in low, and land on the roof? Or why don't we hire a Zeppelin? We come in over, we get him to try and stop above it, and then we put a
Down the
rope
chimney.
down and zip through the chimney. Exactly.
Instead of
Dressed
window
as
cleaners,
Father Christmas.
roofing people.
Dressed as Father Christmas.
Roofers.
We're
Dressed
gonna
as
roof it.
roofers.
Yeah.
And we'll break in through the roof.
How do roofers dress?
A bit like builders.
Yeah, well,
Dressed
I
like Dick Van
distinguish
Dyke
between
and
a
going
roof
through
and
the chimney sweeps.
I was going to say,
Chimney sweep! Chimney sweep!
chimney sweeps. It's the
We got to have a
20s.
real poor cockney accent then, boys, haven't we?
Apples and pears.
I'm small enough to be a chimney sweep.
Yeah.
Size 55. I could pass as a small boy. So, yeah.
There we go. We know what the plan is.
Yeah.
We will buy a van. We'll buy a vehicle. Get someone to hand sign write chimney sweeps are us. No one will know then. No one will know any different.
It'll be fine.
We'll be unsuspected, undetected.
Oh, we could not do that, and we could just go back to the asylum. Boing.
Why would we
Right.
go back to asylum when breaking into someone's
Yeah, it's a lot more fun breaking into somebody's.
Yeah.
someone's shop is a lot more fun? Are we going to find something interesting? Probably not.
Well,
Oh, I don't know. I think we'll find all sorts of naughtiness
Oh
If he-
yeah.
if he can kill somebody by chanting,
and looking at them funny.
he's going to have something in that house, isn't he? He's
Yeah.
definitely got
Oh, yeah,
knowledge.
yeah.
He knows what's going on.
Yeah,
so, yeah. We need to talk.
Yeah. Aggressively.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
next Wednesday then.
It's Wednesday.
Next Wednesday we are breaking and entering.
Awesome stuff.
That's it.
It's not going to go hideously wrong at
No,
all.
I'm sure it'll be perfectly fine.
No,
Because this is what we signed up for. Don't
Yeah.
you remember?
We're professionals.
well, we've got
Yeah.
the afternoon to go shopping to buy things what we need to gain entrance. And,
Yeah.
maybe a
Please find out.
can
Yeah.
of petrol to hide us tracks after we vacate.
Well,
Can you please find out about Alexander's incarceration and the murders by breaking into people's apartments and shops?
Well, it's
Yes,
those
yes.
flying horses with blades for hooves. They're
see, we were.
game changer.
I seem to remember we were
See, I-
contemplating pouring some petrol through his front door,
Through the letterbox. Yeah.
through the letterbox,
It's like-
and then it'll force him to come out the back. And
The-
then
We could hire a van and just sit outside his house until he's got to leave the house at some point. He's got to go and buy food.
Well, you were nearly right. We could hire a van and ram raid it.
I don't think a 1920s van would work for that.
20 mile an hour,
See,
just crumple on
that's
the
a diff-
doorstep.
Yeah, that's a defeatist attitude.
And we'd probably freeze to death waiting as well.
yeah,
Right,
Yeah, well,
let's go.
we're never going to succeed unless we try.
Yeah, you gotta try.
exactly. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
cool.
Cool.
Cheers,
Okay.
everybody.
So-
Cheers,
Awesome
Phil.
stuff.
Thank you for that.
See you for next
take
week's
this up next
exciting
week.
instalment.
Yeah. Pick up next week's ram raiding episode right here.
You know, we might even get 2 Twitch viewers. They'll be
We had
flooding in.
5 at one point.
It's gonna be lots of action in this next episode.
Tune in next week.
We're all gonna get turned into mummified husks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be
Yes. Excellent. Look forward
We're
to
having
it.
tea and biscuits. Oh, yeah. Pirate's still here.
It's just a misunderstanding.
We're having tea and biscuits this time next week.
Excellent.
Mr. Bacon. Do you know what the only misunderstanding was?
That's it. This is all it is. It's a misunderstanding.
No.
I
Cool.
thought you were Jehovah's Witnesses.
That's it. Didn't want to say.
Right, I'll catch you all later.
Cool.
Cool.
Marvellous.
Right.
Cheers, guys.
See
in a
you all
bit.
later.
See you later, guys.
Right.
Thank you for that.